SGA just signs a contract that's going to have him getting paid the most money in NBA history. We're going to talk about that. Plus, the Bucks rumors and what Shams just reported in regards to Giannis and his future with the Milwaukee Bucks, and the best remaining free agents out on the market after day one of NBA free agency. We're going to get into all that and more right after this.
Welcome to the number one place for your daily basketball news and analysis, NBA Central.
What's going on, basketball fans? Welcome to another episode of NBA Central, your number one spot for everything basketball related. I'm the host there, Hayes, but more importantly, you guys can follow the channel at NBA Central Pod on every social media platform we happen to be on. With that said, let's go ahead and get into this content for today, y'all. And Shai Gilgeous-Alexander just signed a 4-year, $285 million contract extension with the OKC Thunder. This is going to pay him an annual average value of $71.25 million per season once his contract extension kicks in. Keep in mind, we are only we're a whiles away removed from Kevin Garnett signing a $100 million contract over the course of 5 years that was record breaking. We're now approaching to where players are making over half of that in just a single season. That's crazy when you look at it. Shai is 26. He turns 27 towards the end of this month, but he still has so much left ahead of him. And this just shows that the OKC Thunder are building what could very well be the modern dynasty. Keep in mind, they just added Thomas Sorber to this team. They could possibly have lottery picks in each of the next 3 or 4 drafts to continue adding to this team. And Shai Gilgeous-Alexander now caps off one of the best seasons in NBA history, a scoring title, an MVP, an NBA Finals championship, a Finals MVP, and now capping all that off with signing one of the richest contracts in NBA history. That is what Shai is doing here at 26 years old. He is making absolute history, and it's not done yet. The Thunder absolutely they can win multiple titles over the time of this contract. They can get off a run here that's going to be crazy. And while you got teams like the Rockets that are stacking the deck to definitely try to compete with the OKC Thunder, the Denver Nuggets making moves, things like that, this has just been such a crazy run and crazy year for Shai and the OKC Thunder, and they're not done. This could be just the beginning of something here with the OKC Thunder. While the Pacers gave them a run for the money in that final series, which was still one of the most entertaining finals I've ever seen, hey, listen, they're going to be coming up. They're going to be looking at teams in the East over the next couple of years hey, what you got? And that's a great place to be in. But Shai, this just shows Shai, the trade that the Thunder made to get SGA, when you look at the accolades, the wins, the titles that they could rack up, it could be one of the most lopsided trades in NBA history, if it's not already, right? And they did that at a time where they traded a player that was still damn good and looked at to be damn good. It's not like they traded scraps for they did not know that Shai was going to turn into this. And this just continues to be just things that just keep getting it and just keep being great for this Thunder's team. And I can't wait to see what Shai continues to do with his career, how the Thunder continue. Like I said, they have a modern day dynasty that's really being built here. And Shai is not done. He's not done anytime soon. And this Thunder team is still so young that you have players on this team that could only begin to be scratching the surface of what they can be in the NBA. And you're talking about, people were saying that the dynasty era is done. No, it's just different. And the way that Sam Presti has done it, as far as building, developing, keeping your draft picks, valuing draft picks, being very smart in who you draft as well, that is how you're going to have to build a modern day dynasty. You're going to have to be smart. You're going to have to be intentional, and you're going to have to hit on your draft picks while also being able to develop those guys. That's what you're going to have. We are seriously sitting in a place where the OKC Thunder may have to sell off lottery picks or players taken with lottery picks just to have enough open roster spots to continue to draft players. That's what the Thunder is sitting on. It's an embarrassment of riches over there, and Shai is the centerpiece of all of that, of what they're doing here. If you're not looking at Sam Presti being the centerpiece of what you're doing there, somebody asked the other day, why don't more teams poach executives and things from the OKC Thunder? And I think it's this. Don't know if they want to leave. You can stack your resume, especially before they won a title. You can now stack your resume, staying with the OKC Thunder team for the next 2-3 years and have titles, and you being a contributor to a title team on your record before you go out and take a job somewhere else. And that could be very well what happens. It'll eventually start. Make no mistake about it. There's going to definitely be more teams that try to poach executives and things from the OKC Thunder. It's coming. But man, what the Thunder have done here has been very special, and I can't wait to see where it all ends up. A shout out to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander signing the contract that he just signed, and it's not done. Well, this is an insert. As I was editing the episode that I recorded, we just got dropped in news of 2 Milwaukee Bucks moves that are completely unexpected. So first, the Milwaukee Bucks are signing Myles Turner. Myles Turner from the Indiana Pacers, the player that many people thought the Indiana Pacers were going to be willing to go into the luxury tax to re-sign. He is signing with the Milwaukee Bucks on a 4-year, $107 million deal with a player option in the 4th year. Now, this is the biggest move that the Milwaukee Bucks could have made so far to clearly put themselves in a position to keep Giannis Antetokounmpo and to show Giannis that they are trying to make moves to be a playoff team and to be a contender sooner rather than later. You sign a player from a team that just went to the Eastern Conference Final, a player that had been the longest tenured Pacer. You bring him now over to the Milwaukee Bucks. You add into that what you already did as far as bringing Gary Trent Jr. back. You re-signed Kevin Porter Jr. as well to this team. You lost Brook Lopez. This is a really big move for the Milwaukee Bucks, and a move that I don't know if it's enough and where it puts them in the Eastern Conference, but this is a big move in of itself to show the Milwaukee Bucks, to show Giannis how serious the Milwaukee Bucks are about trying to keep Giannis there, about trying to build a team around there. Yes, they did not have not moved Kyle Kuzma or anything like that, but you have now added Taurean Prince, you added Gary Trent Jr., you re-signed Kevin Porter Jr. This team has made some moves now here to put Giannis in a better position. Myles Turner, while not perfect by any stretch, and he did have a rough finals, is still a good two-way player, a two-way center that offers a lot of what the Milwaukee Bucks could desperately need there for that team. I love this move for the Bucks. I love this move for what it does as well for trying to keep Giannis there. But then it's not done. Within 5 minutes of announcing that the Milwaukee Bucks have signed Myles Turner, they also waived and stretched Dame Lillard. We had thought that potentially waiving, stretching, or reaching a buyout with Devin Booker could have been, not Devin Booker, with Bradley Beal could have been huge for the Phoenix Suns. The Milwaukee Bucks have now waived and stretched Dame Lillard and his $113 million left on his contract so that they can acquire Myles Turner. There was 2 seasons left. To do this is a huge. Now, while Dame Lillard recovers from a torn Achilles tendon, which could leave him out until the end of next season, he's now going to be an unrestricted free agent. This is completely unexpected. Not only did I not think that the Milwaukee Bucks were not going to be able to get out of Dame's contract, this does show a move to Giannis that they are willing to do whatever it takes to improve this team and put this team in a position to where they can improve this team as drastically as possible. I would not be surprised if the Milwaukee Bucks are not done yet as far as now what they're trying to do in reshaping this roster. This is the largest wave and stretch in NBA history. This triples what happened with Nicholas Batum when he was waived and stretched by the Charlotte Hornets years ago. So this is crazy. The Milwaukee Bucks have completely and utterly changed the outlook of their team with these 2 moves, and have done so by being very diligent and being aggressive and doing what needs to happen to be able to keep Giannis Antetokounmpo here. I was just getting ready to report on the next topic was going to be how Shams reported that it's still wait and see with Giannis Antetokounmpo and waiting to see what he's going to do with the Milwaukee Bucks. How he was still waiting, looking at what the Bucks have done in free agency. I don't know if this is enough for Giannis to look at this team and say, I feel safe just staying here, or if this is enough to put the pressure off of it a little bit. And now Giannis can say, all right, let's go do battle next season. Let's see where we stand as a team, and then we'll make our decision if this works or not. But getting Myles Turner here after re-signing Bobby Portis and the players that you have here now, you have not only replaced Brook Lopez, but I feel like you have made a bit of an upgrade when it comes down to this. This is a really big move that was completely unexpected by me. I think many other people as well when it came down to it. Let me know what you guys think on this down below. The Milwaukee Bucks waiving and stretching Dame Lillard, stealing away Myles Turner from the Indiana Pacers on a 4-year, $177 million deal. What do you guys think about all this as it stands? Let me know what you guys think on that. We're about to go ahead and get into now the next topic that we had planned. With that said, Shams also shed some light on the LeBron James situation, which I didn't really expect to turn into this, saying this. LeBron James understands the Lakers are prioritizing the future that really centers around Luka Dončić. and he knows they're going to go younger at different points. They are really prioritizing two-year contracts. And so when James picked up his $52.6 million option, many people immediately said, is LeBron going to be traded? Is LeBron going to be this? And it seems like, according to Shams, that they are reaching a moment of truth point where they're going to have to make a decision on how LeBron fits into what they're trying to do here. And I don't expect that to go away. The Lakers reportedly are looking to maintain max salary cap space in 2027, where they could look to sign Giannis, who's on the free agent market, Nikola Jokic, who could be on the free agent market. That's what the Lakers are doing. They're looking to add a star with Luka Dončić, and we'll see what happens there. Now, for what it's worth, you look at what the Lakers lost. Dorian Finney-Smith to the Rockets. Jake LaRavia. They signed Jake LaRavia to a 2-year deal. But is that enough, right? And that's the question that you have to ask here. Shams goes on to say this. LeBron James is closely evaluating essentially how this goes with the Lakers and where he would want his career to be as it winds down. Whether he has 1 year left, 2 years left, or 3 years left, what we're seeing now is essentially a moment of truth between LeBron James and the Lakers. And LeBron got to understand this. Like, you get Luka Dončić, it changes your timeline. Thus, it changes how you want to build your team. It changes your focus. And LeBron maybe does not have the power that he once had with the Los Angeles Lakers, but that franchise is in a shift regardless. New ownership, even though we know Jeannie Buss is staying the governor of the team for a little while, but we'll see what happens. Like, Deandre Ayton is still a player that's linked to the Lakers. The fact that no deal was announced yesterday, even though a player that also got bought out in Jordan Clarkson, we already know he's going to the Knicks, right? But DeAndre Ayton's probably going to the Lakers. But the question the Lakers have to ask is, what part of their future does LeBron James hold in that? And we'll see what happens. With that said, before we get out of here today, I want to talk about some of the best free agents remaining after day one of NBA free agency, and players that have surprisingly not signed yet. Myles Turner, an unrestricted free agent. Still, it feels like it's a matter of time before he goes back to the Indiana Pacers. They're trying to mull over what's going to happen with their salary situation as far as trying to avoid the luxury tax, but they're probably going to have to go into that. But Myles Turner is still the best free agent left out on the market, completely unrestricted. Any team could try to sign Myles Turner, but the fact that no team has, we haven't heard him taking meetings with any other team. It seems like it's all gone, that he's going to end up back in Indiana. You got Jonathan Kuminga as well, who's a good one here. We don't know what's going to happen. We heard yesterday that him and the Warriors could be working on a deal to have him come back to Golden State. Reportedly, there are sign and trade options out there with some teams circling what that could look like for Jonathan Kuminga. With him being a restricted free agent, it can make sign and trades a little bit more difficult. Not impossible, but difficult, as you only half the base salary counts towards salary matching in that case. So you got to look at that. Josh Giddey, unsigned by the Chicago Bulls after day one, still feels like he's going to end up staying in Chicago, but still some questions there on what that's going to look like, what the money's going to look like. And then even if he does resign, does Ayo become available? So look out for that. Even if he does, what happens next? DeAndre Ayton, going to be an unrestricted free agent. Like I said, seems like he's going to be going to the Los Angeles Lakers. Cam Thomas as a restricted free agent. Seems like he's going to be going back to Brooklyn, but I wouldn't be surprised if a team tried to make a bite at that. Like, what Brooklyn's doing, we don't know. They used all 5 of their draft picks. They can easily pivot if it is, but I don't know what's going to happen with Cam Thomas, but he's definitely one of the best. Malik Beasley, with Malik Monk going to Detroit, it does not seem like that. Like, the gambling allegations, I don't know if a team takes a bite on him right now. If that goes away, I do think he's going to be a very valuable unrestricted free agent out on the market. We'll see what happens there. Malcolm Brogdon, I think, is still a good enough what he is, a good backup point guard who can play some defense, still be pretty tough for you. I think that's a player that still makes some sense. And then Tim Hardaway Jr., as a veteran who played pretty well for that Detroit Pistons team at time last season. I think that if a team needs some good, decent, cheap shooting, he's a player that definitely can help some of those. Quentin Grimes is another player that's out there. It seems like the 76ers are going to hold on to him with that late season run, but we'll see what happens there. And then kind of rounding out the top 15, Duncan Robinson, Al Horford, all unrestricted free agents as well that teams can go after, but haven't really heard much around those players as it stands right now. So we'll see what happens there. Al Horford is a player that, I think a team would look to add later on after they get through other waves of free agency. Duncan Robinson, now that he is an unrestricted free agent, teams could come back around again for some cheap shooting to see what happens there. But we'll watch out. We'll monitor. Does any big deals come? We'll drop an episode, but thank you guys for tuning in. That's my time for today. Make sure you guys are following us at NBA Central Pod. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, NBA Central Show at gmail.com. And then lastly, if you want to leave a text message and our voicemail for the mailbag, the number to do so, 773-270-2799. We're the number one spot for everything NBA and basketball related. That's thanks to you, lovely and beautiful people. And then like I like to end every episode on, see you guys the next time I feel like making a video, which with free agency is probably going to be today. Love you guys. Peace, y'all.
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.